Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as the graduates from Class 65 enter the auditorium, and kindly remain standing as Alicia Lee delivers our invocation, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Sonali Tucker.
Greetings to each of you in your respective places. Today we come together in unity to express our gratitude for the many blessings God has bestowed upon us. Dear God, we acknowledge that it is you and only you who have made it all of this possible, and for that alone we offer sincere thanks. Father, we ask that you touch the hearts of everyone in attendance today, for we recognize that this occasion is not only a celebration for Class 65, but also for our families who sacrificed alongside us through this extensive 9-week training, including pre-basic. Though the road was difficult and often seemed unending, we now stand before you with a deeper understanding that every lesson taught was for our good. We humbly ask that you continue to walk with Class 65 as we embark on this new journey. Keep our minds clear of bias and preconceived notions, so that we may exercise sound judgment in protecting the citizens of Georgia. Lord, help us to remember that everybody is somebody. May we use this training we have received to impact families in a positive way, ensuring that when we put on our uniforms, we also clothe ourselves with compassion, integrity, and a genuine heart for service.
You may be seated. Good morning. I am Charles Arnold, Academy Director. On behalf of our executive leadership in the Training Academy, I welcome you today as we celebrate and honor the graduates of Basic Community Supervision Officer Training course, class number 65. Thank you for supporting our graduates and sharing in their accomplishments. A special thank you to the family and friends who have provided unwavering support over the past 8 weeks. At this time, we would like to acknowledge our executive leadership in attendance today. I would also like to extend our gratitude to our senior management, field leadership, and external partners for their continued support. A heartfelt thank you to our adjunct instructors and training staff whose dedication and hard work make this program a success. It is now my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, the Department of Community Supervision's Chief of Staff, Scott Maurer.
Good morning. Esteemed guests, DCS staff, friends and family, and most importantly, graduates of Class 65. What an exciting day today. You've come a long way to get to this moment. From the time that you initially applied with DCS to getting to this ceremony, much has been achieved. You are certainly an honor and privilege. It is certainly an honor and privilege for me to be standing here before you today. But first, let me take a moment to recognize some very special guests here. It isn't anyone sitting on the stage. It's all the family and friends of those that have come today to support you in your incredible accomplishments. It has certainly been a difficult several months. And I would encourage you all to please stand, turn around, graduates, stand, turn around, find your loved ones, and give them a round of support. And while you're standing, would you also please give a round of applause to the greatest training staff in the state of Georgia that is helping get through this. Thank you. So I purposely asked for my bio not to be read during my introduction because today is not about me. Today is truly about you in DCS as an agency. You and I and everyone on the stage and many in this room are the same. We are all one team, one family working together towards the same goal. And today we are honored to add a few more new people to the family. I, like most everyone else sitting up here today, have also sat in your seat where you're sitting today and started my career in community supervision the same way you do today. Another reason that I asked for my bio not to be read is that I knew that if you heard that I have 20-some months of experience in community supervision, you would be wondering how can somebody that looks so young have been working for DCS that long? And I certainly did not want that to be a distraction going forward. Speaking of having sat in that seat before and thinking back to those ceremonies, for me, and it's been a couple, which makes this next statement even more concerning, I can't remember who the speakers were at my ceremony, nor can I remember anything that they actually said during their speeches. So I'm going to do one thing that'll make this memorable. I'm going to walk off the stage right now and be done. No, I'm not going to do that. But you certainly would remember that if I did. I'm going to do two things. First, I'm going to give you the main point of my speech, and I'm going to share it with you right now. You will make a difference. And secondly, I'm going to share a short story with you, Secondly, I'm going to share a short story with you and something that I feel has had a significant impact on my career path. As a disclaimer, many of the DCS staff that are sitting here today, not the graduates, have heard the story before. And they might be thinking, you just told all of our graduates what the main point of your speech is, so why do we have to listen to the story again? Well, it's because I'm giving the commencement speech today, so you're just going to have to sit through it and listen to it again. There's actually another reason that I asked for my bio not to be read, and it's because there's a part of my bio that I don't usually include in it. And it's part of the story that I want to share today because I think it's important to today's main point, which is, see, I'm already losing you guys because you should have already been able to fill in the blank. You will make a difference. Okay, in complete transparency, part of my bio that I usually leave out is that after I worked for community supervision for about 5 years, I got burned out. I wasn't sure that community supervision was the right fit for me anymore. I decided to start looking for a job in the quote-unquote corporate world. I came to the realization that I didn't feel like I was making a difference or that I didn't know how to make a difference in community supervision. However, something happened after that change to a quote-unquote corporate career that changed the trajectory of the rest of my career. It might be a simple story, but for me, it completely changed my career and what I consider my career purpose, what I consider our agency career purpose, and now what I consider your purpose here at DCS. Like I said before, I was working in community supervision field for about 5 years. I moved to Atlanta, and I decided to pursue a different career, where I would, in theory, make a whole bunch of money, eventually have a couple of houses, drive a bunch of really nice cars, belong to the country club, take extravagant vacations, just like the people on social media that work 2 hours a week, make $400,000 a month, and post videos of it from their yacht showing you how easy it is to be a millionaire, or something like that. But for me, what changed is one night I got a phone call. And when I answered the phone, before the person on the other end even told me what their name was, the hairs on the back of my head stood up, because I knew exactly who it was. So as I was locking the door, and I was peeking through the blinds, and I was telling my wife to dial 911 and be ready to dial the next one on cue, I heard, "Is this Scott Maurer that used to work at Harbor Creek Youth Services in Erie, Pennsylvania?" I said it was, and he said, "This is Dan. Do you remember me?" And I tried hard not to remember Dan. To make a long story short, Dan was somebody who I had previously worked with in my first job at a juvenile facility in Pennsylvania. He was the typical participant at the center. He had a horrible upbringing, a terrible criminal history. He was only 14 years old. He, like so many people we work with at DCS, thought normal behavior was lying, fighting, stealing, getting over, and all-around defiance of authority and conventional rules. For Dan, and again, like a lot of the people that we work with, this was acceptable behavior. It was how he was raised. This was his norm. Following the rules was not normal behavior to him. When he was acting out and getting in trouble, he was getting attention. Attention that he never got before, in a positive way, but nonetheless, it was attention. In any case, I spent hours and hours talking to Dan and trying to give him everything I knew at that time to help him change. But I thought I was completely failing, because it seemed like every day we were in the same situation where we were sanctioning him. Then he would lose control, then he'd become combative, and he'd bring chaos to the entire dorm. And then he would say, "I don't want to talk to anybody but Scott." And so we would talk for hours about the same things over and over. He would eventually calm down, say he was going to change. He would tell me how much he appreciated me, even though 10 minutes earlier he said he wanted to choke me out. Then it would usually start all over again the next day or so. And I was convinced that one day I would find a newspaper article about Dan committing some horrific crime. When Dan called me that night, it had been 4 years since I worked at that agency and talked to or seen Dan. Since then, I had moved to North Carolina and worked as a probation parole officer, and then moved to Atlanta. Here's the thing. Dan was not calling me, telling me he was outside my apartment complex getting ready to blow the whole place up. Dan was calling me, in short, to tell me that he had eventually been released from that facility and had reflected on all the conversations, all the time we spent together, all the things I was trying to teach him and make him understand about his behavior. He said he had finally started making sense. He was working, he had a job, he was doing better, he was staying out of trouble. He was working at a mechanic shop and had just moved into an apartment and felt like he had a future. In short, he called because he wanted to say he was sorry for all he had put me through and for all that he had put the staff through, but most of all, for not giving up on him when I was working with him. I was floored, to say the least. And we actually talked for probably over an hour. That phone call changed my perspective and my career. I realized that making money wasn't necessarily the key to success in my career. In essence, I realized community supervision was what I was supposed to be doing. I won't bore you with much more aspects of my personal story, except to say that shortly after that phone call, I was applying for jobs all over the metro area with the Georgia Parole Board, and eventually got hired at the South Metro Parole Office as a parole officer, where I really was doing what I was meant to do. I've been working in some capacity for community supervision in Georgia ever since. I realized after that phone call, my purpose was to provide people in need an opportunity to change. And at the end of the day, at least for me, that was bigger than what I thought was making a lot of money selling a product. I realized that in all that time I spent with Dan, thinking I was wasting my time, it eventually made a difference. And so I've been blessed to be able to work alongside people in this agency, helping me and others make a difference ever since. And now I have the privilege to stand here today before you and tell you that story, and that you now have the tools to be able to do the same thing for those that we work with and continue to help DCS make a difference every day. So today we celebrate not just the completion of a rigorous training program, but the beginning of what can be a profound journey, a journey where you will step into the lives of others with very different value systems than you, with very different backgrounds than you, with very different ideas of what is normal than you, coming oftentimes from tumultuous circumstances, and you can be the person that gives them hope and the tools they need to change. You're embarking on a career that demands more than just a badge and a gun and a title. It demands compassion. It demands resilience, a genuine belief in the potential for human transformation. The individuals you will encounter may be at their lowest points, but within each of them lies a possibility for change, for a new chapter, and for an opportunity to unlock that potential and make a difference. Remember that your job is not just about enforcing rules. It's about building relationships, listening deeply, using the skills you've learned in these past 8 weeks to understand the complex and unique circumstances that led someone to the point that they're at, and approach each interaction uniquely and with empathy. I'm not going to lie to you. There have been more times during my career that I still question if what I was doing was making a difference, times of frustrations. And you will have some of those same days also. But there will be instances where you see the changes in someone we strive to achieve in this agency. They actually happen every day. They happen all over the state. They happen in our offices. They happen at our DRCs. They happen in the community. So I know that we are making a difference, and it's because of the work of the journey that you are about to start today. It might not be a phone call late one night, but you will have those moments where you see the impact that you are having and the feeling it will give you. The sense of pride is something no amount of money can buy. You will eventually have your own stories like Dan's and many more. I have a friend that owns a catering business, and when I was working at South Metro Pearl Center, I had someone under supervision named Marvin who had come out of the facility with a culinary certificate. And he, at one point, shared with me that he really wanted to work in the culinary industry. So I called my friend and asked him if he would give Marvin a chance. He did, hired Marvin. He started working for him. That was over 20 years ago. And I still, to this day, I ask him every time I see him how Marvin is doing. And although he had some relapses, although he had been arrested a couple times, he's kept giving him a chance to come back. And he is now working towards retirement. I share that to say that most everyone we work with deserves an opportunity, and sometimes several opportunities, until we get to a point where we break through. Dan needed several opportunities, so did Marvin. Believe in the power of second chances, third chances, fourth chances, fifth chances, however many it takes. If someone comes through our door, I know we will provide them with that opportunity to change. There will be moments of frustration, setback, and even danger, but never let your commitment to your work waver. Don't let the setbacks and the moments of frustration distract you. Keep at it and know you are making a difference for everyone in this room, for everyone in this state, and everyone in this country to make it a safer place to live, work, and play. And that is truly what service means. Lastly, because I know you guys are ready for me to stop talking, as you return to your offices and take over your caseloads or take them back over, and you continue your career with DCS, remember to take care of yourself. This will be an emotionally demanding So prioritize your well-being. Lean on your colleagues, on your support systems, and seek guidance when needed. But most importantly, I admit I lied. There's two things you need to remember. Most importantly, don't ever let this job be your number one priority. I've said it many times. I'm going to say it again and again and again as long as I have anything to do with this agency. This job should never be your number one priority. It's not mine. It's not anybody sitting on the stages right now. Many of your top priorities are sitting behind you today, supporting and celebrating with you. So I forgot. Back to the phone call with Dan. As I was talking to him, I realized that he knew where I lived because he said he was going to send me a letter if he didn't reach me. And he asked me what I was doing in Atlanta now. So he said he called he got a phone book in my hometown. And for those, most of you probably don't know what a phone book is, so if you Google it, you'll realize how much of an effort this was. But he looked at the phone book in my hometown and called every Maurer in that phone book until he reached my mom. And when he reached my mom gave him my phone number as well as my address. So I commended him for the amount of effort that it must have taken to call every Maurer in the phone book. And then I promptly called my mom and said, "You do realize what I do, right, Mom?" Which she said, "Yes." I said, "Please, when a stranger calls her house, don't give them my phone number and address." And when I tell that story often with my mom around her friends, I emphasize the fact that she gave somebody that was in a juvenile facility that I worked with, that I was convinced was at some point in his life can become a serial killer or something similar, my number and address. And we always laugh about it. But not long ago, I shared with her the true story about that phone call and how it really changed my entire career path. And for that, I'm truly thankful. To which she said, "So what you're trying to say is that you're sorry for questioning my intuition and giving him my number." To which I said, "You are right. So publicly, I am sorry for questioning my mother's intuition. She was right about that one, and I'm very grateful." Thank you for allowing me the honor and privilege to be shared with you today. You all now have the tools you need. You all have the tools to provide those that we work with the opportunity for change. And thank you again for joining Team DCS. Congratulations on becoming the newest Georgia Department of Community Supervision, in a minute, officers, and on starting what I hope is a long career in service that makes a difference for us all. And by the way, that corporate job that I referenced that I had was selling cell phones for Verizon at a kiosk at a Costco. Thank you, stay safe, and take care.
Thank you, Mr. Maurer. Over the past several weeks, these students have worked tirelessly, put in long hours, and achieved so much. At this time, we would like to share a brief video showcasing their experiences during basic training. Now we'd like to recognize some of our exceptional performers. Please welcome Patrell Turman, Class Coordinator for Class 65, who will present the awards.
Good morning. Our first award is the Academic Award, presented to the student with the highest overall academic average. Throughout the course, the students were required to pass 4 written exams covering essential topics for success as community supervision officers. The recipient of the academic award is Matthew Harrison from the Tifton Circle. Our second award recognizes excellence in team competition, which was designed to enhance physical fitness, promote teamwork, and develop problem-solving skills. Throughout the training, the students were faced with a series of challenges that required them to perform under stress and uncertainty. Each team had to develop strategies based on their individual strengths and weaknesses. While every team displayed outstanding effort and competitive spirit, the team that edged out the competition was the Green Team. Philippe Gauthier, Matthew Harrison, Jaquan Hawkins, Imani Carruthers, Chantel Ferris-Arrington, and Alicia Lee. Our third award is a Physical Fitness Award. Over the past 8 weeks, students participated in rigorous physical training, gaining knowledge on their fitness and nutrition while consistently challenging themselves. Each student showed incredible dedication, setting personal fitness goals and approaching every PT session with a winning mindset. They tackled demanding exercises that tested both their physical endurance and mental resilience. The recipient of the Physical Fitness Award is Imani Carruthers from the Atlanta office. Our next award is the Top Gun Award, presented to the student with the highest overall shooting average. To qualify, students must achieve 2 scores of 80 or higher. The course of fire simulates various combat scenarios requiring proficiency in critical skills. The recipient of the Top Gun Award is Imani Carruthers from the Atlanta Circuit. The Leadership Award is presented to the student who consistently demonstrated a willingness to lead by example. This individual displayed strong influence, self-motivation, a positive attitude, unwavering commitment, and a deep appreciation for teamwork. The Leadership Award is presented to Tyson Lunchin from the Augusta Circle. Our final award is the Adjunct Instructor Award. Adjunct instructors assist the academy staff by leading various courses throughout the basic training. Each week, the class votes on the adjunct instructor who had the greatest impact on them. The adjunct instructors of the week are Robert Blaze, Nick Powell, Kevin Phillips, and Taquarius Head. At the end of the course, the students vote for the outstanding adjunct instructor of the entire program. The outstanding adjunct instructor award goes to Kevin Phillips.
Now the moment these students have been waiting for, the presentation of their certificates. Before receiving their certificates and badges, Governor Brian Kemp has a special message for the graduates.
Hello, this is Governor Brian Kemp. I want to congratulate you on graduating from the Basic Community Supervision Officer Training course. I commend you on your scholarship and your leadership abilities, as well as the discipline and hard work you have demonstrated. Moments from now, you will take the oath of office and become Georgia's newest group of community supervision officers. Your work protects our communities while changing lives for the better. As law enforcement professionals, you are well aware of the fact that a career in community supervision is unlike any other in our criminal justice system. Every day, you are positioned on the front lines of the criminal justice system with a direct opportunity to bring about change in someone's life. The sacrifices you have made are not taken lightly, and you are to be commended for choosing such an honorable profession. With well-trained and dedicated officers such as you, I have no doubt that Georgia will continue to be a leader in the field of community supervision. I appreciate your commitment to serve the citizens of Georgia, and I will look forward to your future contributions to our great state. Congratulations again, and I wish you all prosperous careers and continued successes in all your future endeavors. Thank you.
Graduates will be called in alphabetical order. Along with their certificates and badges, they have also received lapel pins from the Georgia Professional Association of Community Supervision and the recruitment team. Executive Director Chris Barnett from the State Board of Pardons and Paroles, Chief Ike Boyette from Northern Judicial Circuit Probation, Chief Carl Brown from Henry County Probation, and Assistant Chief Gloria Hardy from DeKalb County Probation will present badges and certificates on behalf of parole and misdemeanor probation. Family and friends are welcome to come to the front of the stage to take pictures. However, we kindly ask that you do not sit in the graduate seats or step onto the stage. Students, please stand for the presentation of your certificates. Shamar Blake, Gwinnett. Kanisha Brinson, Rome. Amani Carruthers, Atlanta. Stovell Charles, Henry County Probation. Sean Corona, Macon. Eric DeLong, Chattahoochee. Chantel Ferris Arrington, Waycross. Amanda Flowers, Tawallaga. Philippe Gauthier, West Georgia. A. Skada, Columbia. Erica Greason, Atlanta. DeCazalyn Griffin, Chattahoochee. Charles Hargrove, Pardons and Parole. Matthew Harrison, Tifton. Joquan Hawkins, South Georgia. Shakavia Jefferson, Okmulgee. Lorenzo Joseph, DeKalb County Probation. Alicia Lee, Okmulgee. Tyson Luncheon, Augusta. Jerry L. McEady Davis, Southern. Randall Mobley Jr., Tallapoosa. Aletha Norman Roberts, Northern Judicial Probation. Martha Osei Tutu, DeKalb County Probation. Griffin Page, Eastern. Felton Ponder, Ogmulgee. Monique Pope, Augusta. Alyssa Prada, Eastern. Adrian Still, West Georgia. Quintras Stevens, Tawallaga. Lamira Thompson, Eastern. Sonali Tucker, Pardons and Parole. Christopher Villanueva, Chattahoochee. Irma Williams, Augusta. Our Chief Operating Officer, Patrick Holsey, will now administer the oath of office.
Good morning, graduates. Good morning. All right, so we're now here at the most important part of the ceremony. This is where you take your oath, where you officially become certified peace officers in the state of Georgia. But before we do that, I want to talk to you about this oath first. This oath that you're about to take is a promise. It's a promise that you're going to make to the citizens of the state of Georgia, your fellow law enforcement officers, and most importantly, to yourself. A promise that you will always uphold the standards of a peace officer in the state of Georgia, whether on or off duty. Now, once you take this oath, a lot more is going to be asked of you. Never, ever place yourself in a situation where your integrity, your morals, or your ethics can be questioned. Always, always, always make the right decisions. All right? Now, with all that being said, if you're willing to take this oath, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the constitutions of the United States of America and the state of Georgia, and I will faithfully perform and discharge the duties of my office conscientiously and without malice or partiality, to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations, officers.
You may be seated. Class President Tyson Luncheon will now come forward to deliver remarks on behalf of the graduating class.
Good morning, everyone. Class 65, congratulations on an outstanding job. By God's strength, we made it. By God's strength, we made it. Our guiding theme throughout the training has been unity, perfectly aligning with DCS values of accountability, integrity, selfless service, teamwork, and personal and professional development. Class 65 is truly unique, marked by several firsts. We were the first class to be tri-blended, which incorporated online, which incorporated on-campus, and which incorporated independent learning. As a matter of fact, let me say that again. First class to have incorporated on-campus, independent learning, and live streams. Live streams. We had pretty good fun with live streams. We were also the first class to experience the new qualification course and curriculum. Additionally, we witnessed a remarkable story of perseverance and dedication. The first class, as novices, we entered this training seeking knowledge and left with so much more. Proverbs 25 reminds us, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he shall never depart from it. Training is essential. It equips us with the necessary skills and knowledge to perform our duties effectively, leading to increased productivity, accuracy, job satisfaction, and ultimately successful outcomes for both the agencies and our supervisees. With this in mind, I challenge my fellow graduates. I challenge you. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I really challenge you. And that's a challenge. See how many times I'm repeating that word? I'm serious about it. I really challenge you. I challenge you to abandon the old, outdated ideologies and concepts you had prior to this training. And that's a stern challenge. And that challenge goes to myself as well. And to embrace the new training, new insights we have gained over the past 9 weeks. I encourage every one of you not only to do the right thing, and you've heard this is basically me echoing this. I know I'm diverting from the speech, but this is important. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. We cannot stress this enough. So do the right thing, but hold fast to yourselves and encourage each other to be accountable, ensuring consistency in terms of growth and development. Challenges will arise, but as my wife always will remind me from time to time, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. One bite at a time. So take time, take things one step at a time, one day at a time, and keep pressing forward. To my fellow graduates again, congratulations. Congratulations. Congratulations on your extraordinary accomplishment. It's extraordinary, and you should see it as that. You were tased, you were OC sprayed, you were pushed to exhaustion, tested beyond your limits, yet you did not quit. To those who faced the daunting task, and it was a daunting task, of attempting this training for the second time, I speak to you directly. I salute you. I understand the obstacles you overcame. I understand the significance of this achievement. Never underestimate yourself. Never for one moment underestimate yourself or the ability for you to persevere. To those of you who succeeded on the first time attempt, congratulations, job well done. To Alicia, Imani, Ace, Erica, Matthew, Irma, Lorenzo, Martha, Lamira, Sunali, and Christopher, thank you for working tirelessly and demonstrating selfless service and ensuring the study material was in order and study groups remained focused. Quintrez, thank you for your encouragement and providing the necessary insight to what to expect at every twist and turn. Alicia, thank you for being you. Thanks for the positive attitude and the much-needed laughter when it was provided. To Shamar, Kanisha, Stavel, Sean, Eric, Chantel, Amanda, Philip, Dee, Charles, Joquan, Shai, Davis, Randall, Althea, Martha, Griffin, Monique, and Steele, and Ponder. You all were indispensable pieces to this class puzzle called 65. And there are endless things I can say about you, but time would not permit. Serving as your class president has been an honor. I was deeply humbled by your trust and excuse me. I was deeply humbled. This has meaning to me. This has a lot of meaning to me, so please forgive me. Serving as your class president has been an honor. I was deeply humbled by your trust and inspiration. By the unwavering unity displayed throughout our training. I pray that this unity extends beyond our professional relationships and forms the foundation of lifelong friendships. I truly love and appreciate each one of you. To our instructors, Charles, Willie, Petrel, Trenandus, Chris, Tammy, Nick, Holly, Megan, and all the other adjunct instructors. Though we were a lively bunch, we were also a grateful one. From the bottom, of our hearts, we thank you for countless hours, dedication, and patience. Let me read that again. For countless hours, dedication, and patience did not go unnoticed. Your ability to challenge us, push us beyond our perceived limits, and make learning encouraging and meaningful was remarkable. Thank you for not giving up on us, even when we made it difficult. Thank you for shaping our minds, instilling discipline, and preparing us for the road ahead. Fellow graduates, today is a day of celebration, a day to cherish with family and friends. This leads me to an important, extremely important and essential part of my speech: family. Commissioner Nels has a guiding philosophy which is echoed throughout the agency, and it is, this is your job. This is not your first priority. Your first priority is family. So, I urge you, take care of family. Spend quality time with them. Embrace them. Listen to them. And cherish their presence. Call them. Call the relatives you haven't spoke to in a while. Make amends with those that you have wronged. Make amends where it needs to be. And show kindness and gratitude. As Willie Ward states, I quote, "Feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it." During our training, Charles often encouraged us to reflect on 3 things we were grateful for from the previous 24 hours. And more than often, family was the top of them all. Our families here today, you are incredibly important to us. We love you, and we thank you for your unwavering support, patience, loyalty, care, and encouragement. Knowing we are loved and appreciated gives us strength and reassurance. To everyone in attendance today, I say, put God first, keep him in the middle, and end with him. Class 65, signed on, switched on, and certified for service. 65! We thank you.
Thank you, Officer Luncheon. Graduates, congratulations on your achievement, and thank you for your hard work and dedication. Your passion and commitment to serving the citizens of Georgia is truly commendable. As the future of this agency, I encourage you to strive each day to make a meaningful impact on the lives of those around you. We wish you success as you embark on this new journey, and thank you in advance for your service. Would everyone please rise for the benediction, which will be delivered by Erica Greason.
Please join me by bowing your heads and closing your eyes as we end with a prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, as we end this ceremony, we give you thanks. We are thankful for the support that was provided to us throughout these 8 weeks from our instructors and trainers and our families and friends. We are thankful for the strength that you have given us to be able to push through each day and to continue to stand. As I say this prayer, I am thankful for every individual in Class 65. God, as I ask you to protect and guide everyone in this room, to keep them on the path according to your will. You said in your word that you will never leave us nor forsake us, so we continue to seek you in everything we do. As we go our separate ways into our offices, we leave here with the full armor of God and knowing that we are protected and guided by you. If we fall short and times get hard, we will trust in you with all of our hearts, and we will not lean on our own understanding, but in all of our ways submit to you, and you will make our path straight. We are thankful for the grace and mercy on our lives, and we are thankful for what is about to come next. God, I ask you to protect each individual in this room and to continue to give them the strength to keep going. Continue to show all of us how to be wise and to use the gift that you have blessed us with and to be servants unto you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Officer Greason. This concludes our ceremony. Congratulations, officers.